In 1977, NASA launched the two Voyager spacecraft to explore the far edges of our solar system. Decades later, both probes have pushed past the sun's outermost boundary, and what they discovered stunned scientists. As they entered interstellar space, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 recorded a dramatic temperature jump of nearly 50,000 Kelvin, revealing a region of superheated plasma that marks where the sun's influence fades away. In this video, we'll break down what Voyager uncovered at that boundary, why this strange firewall forms, and how these discoveries are changing our understanding of where our solar system truly ends. Let's dive in. When Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 left Earth in the late 1970s, their mission was simple: tour the outer planets. No one imagined that once they completed that mission, they would continue drifting outward on a one-way journey into the vast, dark region where the sun's power weakens and interstellar space begins. As they traveled outward, the probes quietly measured the gradual weakening of the solar wind, the stream of charged particles flowing from the sun, often described as the star's breath. This fit long-standing predictions that, far enough from the sun, this solar wind would collide with the interstellar medium, the thin mix of particles spread throughout our galaxy. This collision forms the Heliosphere, a vast protective bubble around our solar system. The real turning point arrived in 2012, when Voyager 1 unexpectedly crossed this boundary, becoming the first human-made object ever to leave the sun's protective bubble. 6 years later, Voyager 2 crossed it as well, confirming Voyager 1's strange readings of plasma density and magnetic fields on the outside. But what shocked scientists most was what interstellar space actually looked like. Instead of being calm and empty, it was strangely active. Particle densities were higher than expected. Plasma showed unusual fluctuations. The magnetic field behaved in ways that didn't match any existing models. Suddenly, old theories didn't fit anymore. This opened the door to a wave of speculation. Could there be a magnetic membrane surrounding the solar system? Does the interstellar medium contain energetic structures we've never encountered before? Some researchers have even wondered whether these odd variations hint at an unknown cosmic process, or more provocatively, some kind of unexplained noise from an unfamiliar source. And of course, where science leaves gaps, conspiracy theories rush in. Some enthusiasts have asked, did Voyager really detect natural interstellar plasma? Or did it brush against an artificial boundary built by some advanced extraterrestrial civilization? If something truly unusual exists outside the heliosphere, are these two aging probes unknowingly sending back the first hints of it? For now, the truth remains unclear. Voyager continues drifting through endless darkness, its power slowly fading, its signals barely detectable from tens of billions of kilometers away. Yet every tiny packet of data that reaches Earth still carries the potential to reshape our understanding of the cosmic neighborhood we call home. The biggest unanswered question, the one no one is willing to confirm outright, is this: have we truly left the solar system? Or have we only brushed the first layer of a door that opens into a deeper universe filled with unimaginable secrets? As Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 approached the meeting point between the solar wind and the interstellar medium, they detected something that stunned scientists. Plasma temperatures suddenly shot up from about 30,000 to 50,000 Kelvin, roughly 54,000 to 90,000 degrees Fahrenheit, an extreme jump in a region once assumed to be nearly empty. At first, researchers suspected the instruments were malfunctioning, but the readings matched perfectly across different sensors. There was no mistake. The Voyagers had passed through a strange transition zone at the edge of the solar system that had never been clearly described before. This wasn't a solid barrier like something out of science fiction. Instead, it was a thin, turbulent layer of superheated plasma created by the collision of two forces: the weakening solar wind pushing outward from the sun, and the dense interstellar plasma pressing in from outside. Where they meet, their combined pressure produces an enormous shock, powerful enough to heat particles to extraordinary temperatures. Because of its chaotic and fiery behavior, like an invisible curtain of heat, scientists began referring to it as the solar system's firewall. The name may sound dramatic, but the region isn't dangerous to spacecraft. The plasma is so incredibly thin, less than a single particle per cubic centimeter, that it can't transfer heat efficiently. Voyager simply passed through it, offering humanity its first direct look at the sun's outermost frontier. These measurements revealed that the solar system's boundary is anything but calm or simple. It's a dynamic zone where pressure, magnetic fields, and plasma flows twist and churn, separating our familiar solar neighborhood from the vast, alien expanse of interstellar space. And with this discovery came a flood of new questions. Why did the temperature spike so violently? What hidden physical processes are at work here? Some researchers propose that the firewall might be shaped by a massive magnetic structure surrounding the solar system. More speculative ideas, often dismissed as fringe, suggest it could be the remains of an ancient cosmic structure, or even a kind of warning barrier left behind by a long-lost civilization. Whatever the explanation, Voyager crossed that fiery boundary and kept going, proving once again that the universe is far more complex than our models have ever predicted. And one haunting question remains. If this is just the first boundary, how many more invisible layers lie beyond it in the interstellar deep? Thanks to Voyager, something once purely theoretical, the outer edge of the heliosphere, now has measurable dimensions. The heliosphere, the sun's protective magnetic bubble, stretches far beyond the planets and plays a crucial role in shielding our system from harmful cosmic radiation. But as Voyager's data shows, this bubble is more massive, more active, and more complex than scientists ever imagined. At its outer edge, where the solar wind slows down and is squeezed by the interstellar medium, a violent heating occurs. NASA compares it to the bow wave of a ship cutting through water, generating a surge of pressure at the point of impact. Voyager recorded temperatures jumping from 30,000 to 50,000 Kelvin, the signature of these colliding winds. Despite the dramatic name, this fire isn't due to burning. It happens because charged particles gain energy as the two winds crash together. These priceless measurements have allowed scientists to begin sketching the true shape of the heliosphere, but they've also opened new mysteries. How does such a gigantic structure keep a stable form in the constantly shifting plasma of space? Does its shape change with the sun's 11-year activity cycle? And are there unknown factors in the interstellar medium influencing it? Some modern theories even suggest the heliosphere behaves in a self-regulating way, almost like a living organism responding to changes in its environment to protect what's inside. This has led to bold ideas. Could the heliosphere be a kind of energy signature that star systems naturally give off, something advanced civilizations might detect from far away? Even among cosmologists, a few have speculated that the peculiar stability of the heliosphere's boundary might be a relic of ancient galactic engineering, or perhaps the remains of a civilization that mastered plasma and magnetic fields in ways far beyond human ability. While mainstream science does not endorse this view, the mysteries at the heliosphere's Voyager 1 crossed the outer boundary of the heliosphere at about 121 astronomical units, while Voyager 2 crossed it at 119 AU. That small difference might seem trivial, but it actually says a lot. It shows that the heliosphere isn't a rigid structure. It breathes. It swells outward like a cosmic lung when the sun is active, and it contracts inward when the sun quiets down. In a way, the boundary surrounding our solar system behaves like a living membrane, an ever-shifting skin that changes in real time with the energy the sun sends into space. But the biggest surprise didn't come from the plasma readings. It came from the magnetic field data. For decades, scientists believed that the magnetic field inside the heliosphere would be sharply tilted relative to the galaxy's magnetic field outside it. They expected a clear, obvious transition. But Voyager showed otherwise. The two magnetic fields were almost identical in orientation, nearly parallel. Instead of a sharp dividing line, the boundary was smooth, as if the sun's magnetic field blended gently into the larger galactic field. This unexpected finding forced scientists to rethink fundamental ideas about how the sun interacts with the interstellar medium. That interaction may be far more subtle, complex, and dynamic than anyone predicted. The edge of the solar system, it turns out, is not a hard divider. It's a soft transitional zone where magnetic fields twist and mingle, where energy flows back and forth, and where the sun's influence gradually fades into the larger laws that govern the galaxy. And this strange blending region introduces a whole new set of mysteries. Could the transition zone create stable flows of energy, like magnetic rivers running along the boundary between the solar wind and interstellar space? Does the surprising alignment of the magnetic fields hint at a larger structure in the Milky Way? Perhaps an invisible web of magnetic threads linking star systems? Some bold ideas even suggest the boundary could act like a natural gateway, allowing high-energy particles or unknown cosmic phenomena to pass through more easily. Voyager's discoveries made it clear that the solar system's edge is not a clear, absolute border at all, but a flexible, turbulent mixing region where the rules of our sun give way to the rules of the galaxy. And somewhere in this mysterious overlap may lie the key to understanding how the universe behaves on truly massive scales. Beyond magnetic fields, Voyager also shed light on how cosmic rays, extremely high-energy particles born from supernova explosions and black hole events, enter the solar system. The heliosphere acts like a semi-permeable shield, not fully sealed, not fully open. Most cosmic rays get deflected by the sun's magnetic field and plasma, but some slip through depending on what the sun is doing at that moment. When the sun is active, the solar wind grows stronger and the heliosphere expands, blocking more cosmic rays. When the sun quiets down, the solar wind weakens, the shield shrinks slightly, and more energetic particles can penetrate deeper into the solar system. Understanding this cosmic ray filtering is as crucial, not just for science, but for future exploration. It affects the radiation environment from Earth's orbit all the way to the outer planets and beyond. Any long-term mission, especially human missions into deep space, will depend on knowing how this shield behaves. Projects like Orion and other interstellar travel concepts will rely on this knowledge to protect future astronauts traveling outside the sun's protective bubble. All of this makes one thing clear. The boundary of the solar system isn't a fixed edge at all. It's a shifting, flexible structure, constantly reshaped by the sun's shifting moods and the unseen pressures of the galactic environment around us. It acts like a thin but adaptable skin, stretching with the sun's energy and compressing when the interstellar medium pushes back. And this raises a profound question. Does every star in the universe have its own unique heliosphere, its own breathing shield with its own shape and signature? If so, could the structure of these heliospheres tell us something about a star system's potential to support life or its evolutionary past? And looking even further ahead, if humanity eventually travels into true interstellar space, will we be able to feel the moment we leave one star's influence and enter the vast, uncharted realm between the stars? Will future explorers experience the transformation of that boundary the same way Voyager did? Voyager has already taught us a crucial lesson. The solar system doesn't end with a sharp edge. Instead, it fades into an energetic, shifting region where the sun's influence meets the greater forces of the galaxy. And it may be at this mysterious frontier that humanity's deeper exploration of the universe truly begins. Voyager's passage through the heliosphere wasn't just a technological achievement. It marked the first moment in human history when a man-made object physically entered interstellar space. This wasn't a telescope observation or a computer simulation. It was a real machine, built by human hands, crossing the final protective layer of the sun and venturing into the galaxy itself. The data Voyager returned from this boundary allowed scientists to construct far more accurate models of how the solar system interacts with the galaxy and how the heliosphere acts as an invisible shield against the intense, dangerous radiation that fills the universe. Understanding how this shield expands and contracts is vital for predicting space weather, which directly affects spacecraft electronics, satellites, the ISS, and above all, astronauts who may spend months or years beyond Earth's protection. The heliosphere's pulsing motion, almost like a cosmic heartbeat, controls the radiation levels any future deep space mission will face. Voyager's discoveries also reach far beyond our own star. In the Milky Way, every star generates its own protective bubble, similar to the heliosphere. These layers regulate how much high-energy radiation enters each planetary system. They help determine whether a planet can keep its atmosphere, maintain liquid water, or support life at all. The boundary Voyager crossed now serves as a reference point, allowing scientists to model how other stars shield their worlds. By understanding how our own heliosphere works, researchers can better evaluate which exoplanets lie within their star's safe zone, regions where cosmic radiation is low enough for life, whether simple or complex, to emerge. Some models, i.e., if you want, I can also, to keep the most vital instruments running, NASA engineers have shut down every piece of non-essential equipment on the Voyagers. Each signal they still send, so faint it's like a whisper across the void, contains priceless data about plasma density, magnetic fields, and cosmic rays in regions of space no other spacecraft has ever reached. These tiny pulses of information are the first marks on a map of a realm humanity has never seen. But their power is fading. The radioactive thermoelectric generators, RTGs, that have kept the Voyagers alive for nearly half a century grow weaker every year. By around 2030, they will no longer produce enough electricity to run even a single scientific instrument. When that moment comes, both probes will fall silent, unable to send even one more message back to Earth. Yet that silence won't be an ending. Even without power, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 will continue drifting through the galaxy for billions of years. They will become tiny metal ambassadors, wandering the Milky Way long after Earth itself has changed beyond recognition. In a way, they are fragments of human consciousness, our curiosity and hope, sailing forever across interstellar space. And each Voyager carries with it something extraordinary: the golden record. Engraved on these discs are sounds, images, and greetings from Earth. Children laughing, the crash of ocean waves, the rumble of thunder, music, wind rustling through trees, and messages spoken in dozens of human languages. They are letters sealed in a cosmic bottle, waiting for any intelligent beings who may someday discover them. Those records may last longer than every building, every civilization, and possibly even the Earth itself. The Voyagers have inspired a wave of profound questions. Could a distant civilization encounter one of these probes millions or billions of years from ours from now? If they do, will they understand the symbols, decode the sounds, or grasp what humanity was trying to say? Would they see Voyager as a relic of a long-gone species, or as a friendly greeting from beings seeking connection? No one knows. And that uncertainty is part of what makes Voyager's mission feel almost sacred. Whatever fate awaits them, the Voyagers have already achieved something timeless. They carried humanity's first voice beyond the reach of the sun, and they will continue their silent journey long after our age has passed. They are immortal messengers, drifting through the galaxy, sharing the story of a blue world to anyone who may someday listen. And even if human civilization fades into memory, those small probes will still be out there, carrying Earth's eternal greeting to the cosmos. Meanwhile, new missions are being designed to continue what Voyager started. NASA's proposed next-generation Interstellar probe aims to travel 3 times farther than Voyager, equipped with advanced instruments capable of mapping the heliosphere and the space beyond it with clarity and precision we could only dream of in the 1970s. In addition to charting the outermost limits of the sun's influence, this next-generation interstellar probe would examine the interstellar medium with extraordinary precision. It would measure everything from plasma composition and magnetic field structure to the movement of high-energy particles drifting between regions of space. And with that data, it could finally answer the question that Voyager unintentionally raised. Was the superheated wall they passed through a strange quirk of our sun, or a universal phenomenon surrounding every star in the Milky Way? If every star has its own energy boundary, its own shimmering, turbulent frontier, it would transform our understanding of the galaxy, forcing scientists to redraw the structure of the interstellar medium from the ground up. Voyager's discoveries have already proven one thing: the edge of the solar system is not silent. It's a blazing, dynamic frontier filled with charged plasma, shifting magnetic fields, and violent interactions between 2 cosmic realms, the inner breath of the sun and the endless sea of interstellar space. And the most astonishing part, nearly half a century after launch, Voyager is still returning clues, still extending humanity's reach into territory that once existed only in theory. At the edge of the solar system, Voyager didn't find emptiness. It found the pulse of a living sun, still interacting with the wider galaxy through its winds, particles, and magnetic heartbeat. That boundary wasn't an ending. It was the beginning of a much greater story. The solar system dissolving into the Milky Way, and humanity taking its first steps toward understanding its place in that vast ocean. Voyager opened the first door. Future missions will step through it, flying farther, seeing clearer, and perhaps one day exploring not just the edges of our sun's domain, but the mysterious machinery of the galaxy itself, where every star may have its own hidden pulse, echoes we are only now beginning to hear. If you want to join us as we continue this journey into the unknown, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There are countless stories waiting on the other side of the sky. See you soon.